Much like Cam Newton said last week, I'm back. Gentlemen, welcome to the picks. Heading into week 11 of the NFL slate. Hey, I feel like old man time is just catching up to us. Things go by so quickly. We're going to do the normal here. We're going to do the don'ts, and then we'll do the do's. And, honestly, I feel great about this week's card. I really had to cut out a few that I really liked. Very confident this week. I think definitely Michael is out there in the lead there, but I do think there's some ground to make up here, and I think I can make it up pretty quickly. So let's go out to Chicago. We have the Chicago Bears hosting the Baltimore Ravens. Bears catching 5. This game opened up at 6, despite 73% of the bets and 88% of the money on the Baltimore Ravens. That's reverse line movement, folks, and I don't bet into that. I kind of like backing the Ravens here, but I stay away because of the RLM. Baltimore's lost 2 out of the last 3. Terrible loss to Miami, and I think it's a great bounce back spot here for the Ravens, but I don't bet into reverse line movement there. Vegas knows something that I don't know, so I stay away. Let's go out to Philadelphia. We have the 4-6 Eagles hosting the 5-4 Saints. Eagles laying 2, 64% of the bets, 46% of the money on the Saints. It's interesting. Philadelphia has had some success the last few weeks running the football, but against bad running defenses. Now they're facing the best rush defense in the NFL. I think it's a good bounce back spot for the Saints here after a loss to the Falcons a couple weeks ago. Lost to the Titans last week, where, if you had the Titans last week and you're laying that 2.5 and the Saints come down and score a touchdown, they're not getting the 2-point conversion and your ticket is garbage. Gosh, what a terrible beat for anybody that backed the Saints or backed the Titans last week. But I think it's a good bounce back spot for the Saints this week. But I kind of lean Saints here. Stay away, though, because no Alvin Kamara tomorrow, so that kind of keeps me out of it. Let's go out to Cleveland. We have the Browns hosting the Lions. 5-5 Browns versus the 0-8-1 Detroit Lions. We have this game at 12. We're hanging at 12.5 now after that huge breaking news that Jared Goff is out this week. I lean Lions here. This is kind of a numbers play like I made with the Jets a few weeks ago. Really, is there a downgrade at all if Jared Goff is not playing? I don't believe so. Lions O-line kind of healthy. Their running attack, at least they're committing to it, and they're going to take time off the clock. I look for the Lions to shorten this game and keep this game within 10 points. So I lean Lions there. Browns definitely not impressive last week after getting blown out 45-7. Baker Mayfield beat up. I think the Browns are going to be happy to get out of here just with a win. Let's go out to Minnesota. Got the Minnesota Vikings hosting the Green Bay Packers. Vikings catching 1.72% of the bets and 49% of the money on the Packers. So we got some sharp money backing the Vikings, and here's why. At some point, number one, the Packers have to regress to the norm. They have been 9-0 against the spread over the last 9 weeks. That home field in Minnesota is legit. Now, home field advantage has definitely been diminished in the NFL this season. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why it's happening, but teams at home just, it used to be when we were kids, it seemed like teams at home covered or won 65, 70% of football games. It's really more 50-50 right now. So you got to bake a little bit of that home field advantage out, but not in Minnesota. They built that stadium specifically to have the noise refract down through the rafters or something, and they have great against the spread numbers since they built that stadium at home. And really, you have 2 poor run defenses. Vikings and Green Bay both have bad run defenses. So let's see how we're going to attack that. Well, on one side, we have Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook went for 163 and 3 touchdowns last year against the Packers. On the other side, the number 1 running back for the Packers is out this week, Aaron Jones. A.J. Dillon, definitely a capable backup, and he's definitely shown spurts this year, but I definitely trust something I know in Dalvin Cook. Mike Zimmer, one last little note here, 32-20 against the spread as a dog. I lean Vikings here pretty heavily, but I cannot put it as my top 5 favorite because I do not trust Kirk Cousins in a big spot. Let's go out to Jacksonville, Florida. Wow, the Jags are still playing football? I guess they won a couple games. Wow. Jacksonville hosting the San Francisco 49ers. This is just I stay away here because I just don't have a feel on the Niners. I feel like every time they're down and I'm ready to bury them, they show me like an impressive performance like they did last week. Niners looked last week against the Rams. I mean, they had the efficient offense, the great defense, the things that we look for in a Kyle Shanahan coach team. I just I just have no feel on them. I mean, the Niners coming off a short week, off a huge win, letdown spot, kind of a flat spot for the Niners. I guess, you could find a reason to lean Jacksonville here, but I have no idea, guys. If somebody plays this game, I'll be very impressed. I mean, I guess I would lean San Francisco here, but 6.5, big number, west to east off a short week. I stay away. Let's go out to Las Vegas. Got the Vegas Raiders hosting the Cincinnati Bengals. Vegas catching 1 point out to 1.5 by now. 67% of the bets and 69% of that money on the Cincinnati Bengals. These are two teams that really 2 weeks ago we were talking about as number 1 and 2 seeds in the AFC, both coming off of 2 losses. So both teams kind of on the downward trend. I think Vegas's problems are worse than Cincinnati's problems. I mean, that Vegas team has had turmoil this season. The whole head coach getting fired because of emails. You have the Henry Ruggs thing. All right, I haven't been with you for the last couple of weeks, but I do have to put my 2 cents on Henry Ruggs. And it is going to tie into Aaron Rodgers, that somehow Aaron Rodgers got Henry Ruggs off the number 1 bullet point of every. I mean, did you see what this guy did? Unbelievable, 155 miles an hour and burned a woman alive. Wow. I mean, unreal that guy only got like 1 day of press, and then Aaron Rodgers said that maybe he was immunized or not vaccinated, whatever, nonsense that Henry Ruggs is somehow the second page of like your ESPN feed. Anyway, so I would lean Cincinnati here, and also I kind of like Zach Taylor. I don't know if you heard what Zach Taylor said about what he does in Las Vegas. It kind of really reminds of what we would all do when we go to Vegas. He says, when I go to Vegas, I'm there for 72 hours, and I play craps for 72 straight hours. I like that. I respect that. There's a man that understands Las Vegas. One little tidbit here. I lean Cincinnati here. Definitely not a heavy lean. Just two teams that have kind of, I'm interested to see who's going to bounce out of their little slump here. Favorites off a bye with extra rest. 116, 84, and 5. So, yeah, I think that's a lean Cincinnati there. Whew, tough to keep this one off the card, fellas. Definitely number 6 in the book. Let's go to Kansas City, where we have the Kansas City Chiefs hosting the Dallas Cowboys. Really love to play this game. I'll definitely play it just for, for fun, for personal reasons, for money, whatever. Got the Chiefs laying 2.5, been deadlocked at 2.5 all week. 51% of the bets and 63% of the money on the Cowboys. I expect to track me here, guys. Got the Kansas City Chiefs. Bad defense, just, bad all year. Everybody knows they're bad. Everybody calls them bad, da-da-da-da. But they've been getting healthier. We've got Dallas. Defense not awesome. They had some great turnover numbers this year, but we're missing Randy Gregory. We're missing Lawrence on the defensive ends, and I think that's going to be a big problem because you're not going to be able to pressure Patrick Mahomes without the blitz, and that's what you have to do to beat the Chiefs. You have to pressure them without the blitz. I think that the Cowboys are not going to be able to do that. This might be the only possible matchup in all of the NFL where you can actually get value on the Kansas City line because both these teams, very public teams, the Chiefs and the Cowboys, very public. Everybody loves it better than the Chiefs. Everybody loves it better than the Cowboys. So I think that this is actually the one spot where the Chiefs get a little bit of extra value. This line should be 3. It's only 2.5. So give me the Chiefs. Well, I lean Chiefs here, but I'm going to play it myself, trust me. Mahomes 10-2-1 against the spread as a favorite of 3 points or less or as an underdog. So, yeah, I really just like that. I like that a lot. Let's go out to L.A. We got the Los Angeles Clippers. Chargers. Who cares? They're in Los Angeles. They shouldn't be in Los Angeles. Why are the Chargers in Los Angeles? It should be the San Diego Chargers. That'd be so much more fun. This would actually be, whatever. Somebody else's team. This is terrible. But the Chargers are in Los Angeles. Get off my rant. Chargers laying 6 points. This game's at like 5.5 now. Ben's back. We've been down on Ben Roethlisberger on this show, but I think he's a pretty big upgrade, compared to what else they could put out there. And the Chargers can't stop the run. They don't even try to stop the run, and I think that the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to do a pretty good job of just running it down their throat. I like Najee Harris in this game, definitely get over 100 yards. It's a good rah-rah spot from Mike Tomlin. He just motivates his team as an underdog, definitely wins games he's not supposed to on the road. And are they even on the road this week? when we go out to LA, 425, we're kicking off in LA. I mean, how many terrible towels are you going to see out in LA? Well, what do they hold? 70,000 in that stadium? And there's going to be 45, 50,000 Pittsburgh Steelers fans. So if there's any home field advantage, it's going to be for the Steelers. I mean, I'm going to be pretty interested to see if, the Chargers are down and the Steelers fans are crazy. Justin Herbert's going to have to go to the silent count. So I would lean Pittsburgh there. Give me the 6 points. One other game that I'm not going to touch on is this Tampa Bay New York Giants game. I didn't do any research into it. I don't know what to do with an 11-point spread with Tampa at home against the Giants. I didn't know what to do with it. It's a big number. We're not going to lay it. It's on Monday Night Football. Tampa coming off of a bad loss. I think this is a smash spot for them, but I'm just going to stay away. Let's go out to the Dukes. Go to Tennessee. Got the Titans hosting the Houston Texans. Tennessee laying 10 big points. 46% of the bets and only 35% of the money on the Houston Texans. You know what? I've been looking for Tennessee regression for the last few weeks, and I think I'm going to finally find it now. Tyrod Taylor back at quarterback. He was back 2 weeks ago. Played terrible against the Miami Dolphins in a 17-9 loss. They only lost by 8 points despite Tyrod turning the ball over 3 times. So, there's some scrap in that team. They're off a bye. And, there's got to be regression out there in Tennessee. In Tennessee this season, they've played down to their competition. And they lost to the New York Jets this year, for God's sake. So, they could definitely lose to the Houston Texans. I'm going to play Houston personally this week and definitely sprinkle a little tiny nugget on the money line here as one of these crazy upsets that we've seen this season. Look over the last few weeks. Everything's gotten flipped upside down, so I think it's a great spot to smash Houston. Let's go out to New York. We got the Jets hosting the Miami Dolphins. This line, we have it at 3.5. Honestly, as soon as I saw Joe Flacco starting at quarterback, I'm like, yes, I get to bet against Joe Flacco again. I love betting against Joe Flacco. It's a very profitable proposition, especially at this stage of his career. He's a statue. Miami has extra rest off the Thursday night game last week. Miami's defense, 8th in pressure rate and turnovers, and I think that number's going to go upwards facing Joe Flacco this week. Give me the Miami Dolphins, and I'll happily lay the 3.5 points. Let's go out to Carolina. Carolina Panthers hosting the Washington Football Team. This line is at 3.5. That line is just too large. Give me the Skins and the 3.5. Ron Rivera versus Cam Newton. Hold on, wait a minute. Timeout. Is Cam Newton good all of a sudden? Did we go to 88 miles an hour and we're in the time machine and it's 2015 again? No, we did not. We saw Cam Newton last year. He's not good. He short arms every throw. Maybe they can get something going with McCaffrey, but 3.5, this is a 3-point game at best. These two teams are even in my mind. I will definitely take the Washington Football Team. Ron Rivera knows Cam Newton. If they can't scheme up some sort of defense that's going to make this guy throw a hissy fit out on the football field, I don't know who can. So give me the Redskins here. Give me the 3.5 points and go Football Team. Let's go out to, let's see here. We got to go out to Buffalo. We got the Buffalo Bills hosting the Indianapolis Colts, the 5-5 Colts, getting 47% of the bets and only 32% of the money, and that line has stayed solid at 7 all week long. I like Indy here, fellas. Indy started off 0-3, 5-2 over the last 7. This is the best defense the Buffalo Bills have faced all season long. I like Jonathan Taylor in this game because why? I'm going to see some wind and some rain tomorrow there in Buffalo. We're looking at about 45 degrees, windy, rainy, 20-mile-an-hour winds and rain at game time. And you know what? The last time I saw that script was in San Francisco, and the Indianapolis Colts kicked the shit out of the San Francisco 49ers. So give me the Colts on the road here. Definitely going to keep this game close, within the 7, maybe even an outright win. So that's 1, 2, 3. That's 4. Number 5. Let's go out to Seattle, where we've got the kitchen sink game for the Seattle Seahawks. That's what I'm calling it. Seattle catching a 1.5 at home against the Cards. And this is just me backing Russ and Pete one more time with your back against the wall. You got to get it done. Kyler Murray, I think if you say it like that, it's an Australian accent. I didn't think I got enough fun in the comments. But Kyler Murray is a game-time decision tomorrow. And I would, if I was the Cards, I would sit him out. They have a bye next week. You get a whole another extra week of rest. I think this is just a smoke and mirrors game the Cardinals are playing if, Murray's going to play or not play. So I think you're getting backup quarterbacks here. I think you've got Russell Wilson, who has never lost 3 games in a row in his career, at home. Yeah, I'll take the 1.5, and I'll take the Seahawks. Go 12th man. Gentlemen, maybe I'll see you next week. Let's get some views out there. Let's go!